Pearce, how do you feel about Joe Mixon, 100-plus rushing yards and 50-plus receiving yards at plus 1,800?
It's tough here as well, but I am much more likely to click the button for this one than I am for Joe Burrow. The payout's better, but I can see this reasonably happening. It's about 10 to 15 yards higher than I would set his ceiling at in receiving or rushing wise. It's probably 10 yards more than where he will typically receive against a pretty good defense in the Rams. But the Rams are 24th when it comes to missed tackles. And we know that they are inconsistent and they make mistakes. It's all we're really asking for is maybe a mistake it turns into a big chunk run, and another mistake that turns into a chunk reception. And I could see this one much more likely to happen. Probably the one bet I like the most on this segment is going to be the Mixon total.
All right, Alan, do you agree? You like this one a bit more enticing?
I usually fade these types of props because casual bettors come online for the Super Bowl, and the books give less favorable odds when they know who the consumer is. But I'm going to give DraftKings credit here. Mixon's likely outcome is not 150, but the odds are there to support the outcome. Mixon hasn't had a big rushing game since week 12 where he had that 165 yards on the ground, but he did have 88 last week. Super Bowls have historically had some big scoring games. The 1,800 sounds good to me.
All right, Geoff, does it sound good to you?
So, like kind of Pearce alluded to, it's maybe just a touch too high. Like I think the odds are really close on this one as well, but I'm more bullish on Joe Mixon on the receiving totals this week than I am in the rushing. I think the rushing you're really going to need, like the guys have alluded to, some mistakes by the Rams defense. They just don't make mistakes in the rush game very often. You know, the last time they allowed a 100-yard rusher was like week 4 or something. If you go down further, you can get Cam Akers and Joe Mixon over 50 receiving yards each for plus 2,500. Both of these teams ranked in like the bottom half of the league in terms of receptions allowed to opposing running backs. So it's kind of a leak for both teams. And Mixon and Akers are the best passing backs probably on their team, and they're both going to get lots of run. I like that one more just because the odds are so big. And I think it's realistically got a slightly better chance of happening.